Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org with a video tutorial for the new Boston. We're going to be taking a look at scrolling to the top of the page using jQuery. And the first thing that we're going to do is use the animate feature of jQuery to force our user to the top of the page. You've probably visited pages before with lots of content on, and they will have a link at the bottom of the page content just to say go to top, and then that will take you to the top of the page. Now traditionally this was done with an A tag, and this had a particular name. So for example it would be called, say, top. Let's just go and take a look at our page content. You can see that I've just got like a load of text on here, a load of just Latin text on here, just to simulate a large amount of content on a page. And we would then have a link at the bottom, for example, go to top, and this would be, let's just put that in paragraph tags so it stays away from the rest of the content, and then you would just sort of like reference #top in this href, and that would take you to the top of the page. Now I personally find there are a few problems with this. Let's just get rid of this content here, that was from a previous tutorial. When we go to the bottom, we can click go to top, and that will take us straight to the top of the page where the A tag was initiated up here. So we've got this just linking up here. Now the one problem that we've got with this is that we can't animate it, and it's a bit sort of like sudden and jerky. The other problem that we have is you have to be careful where you place this, because you'll notice that at the moment we've got some white space just up here. If we go down to the bottom of the page and click go to top, you see it cuts off this white space altogether. And as well, you have the problem where you might place this A in a particular area on your page where you want the content to go to. The other problem we've got is the URL now shows #top, so it looks slightly messy in that sense with regards to the URL. So if you do have a problem with that, as I've experienced, we can go ahead and use jQuery to do exactly the same thing, but a lot more effectively, and we can add animation as well. So let's just go ahead and get rid of this tag up here, this A tag, and we're going to keep this go to top link, but this time we're going to set the href to #. We're not going to actually allow this link to go anywhere. Now this will still put a hash on the URL, but we won't have this #top present. Let's just go ahead and test that out. So go to top at the moment just gives us a hash there, but we don't really have the ability to to control this. I mean, I think we do, but I'm not going to cover it in this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this go to top link a class, and this is going to be called top. And what we can do in jQuery is we can allow, when this link's clicked, to animate to the top of the page. So we don't need any A tags on here, and you can also use this function to actually perhaps supply a although not really advisable, but you can use an on click, and for example you could use a top and then specify an element in here of your page. So there's a variety of different ways we can do this, and with jQuery it makes it extremely easy as well. So we've got this go to top link here, and the class is called top, so we're going to use jQuery to reference this link. Now I've included ext.js on my page as well as jQuery. Obviously we need to make use of jQuery, and ext.js is where we're going to be writing all of our jQuery code, and there isn't really a lot of code to write, but we're going to look at it quite carefully. So now that we've done this, we can come over to ext.js, and we want to go ahead and wait for the document to load, as we usually would with jQuery. So document.ready, or not really the document to load. This doesn't do this. It just this initiates as soon as the DOM is available. So the first thing we want to go ahead and do is set an event handler to this link, so we know when this class top has been pressed. And you can use these links anywhere and give them the same class, and it will have exactly the same effect. So you could have them, say, twice on your page, one halfway down and one at the bottom. So we are using a jQuery selector to select .top. We're selecting a class called top, and we want to say .click. So now when our link is clicked, we perform a function within here. So we outline our function, and we bring these braces down or brackets down. So anything inside of here now will execute when this click, when this link has been clicked, or any other element associated with top is clicked. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and actually animate the top of the page. So we are using another selector, and this is HTML body. So we're selecting HTML and body as the selector. So this is where we want to animate to. So we use the animate function in jQuery, and we're going to take two parameters here. And the first one is the actions or the animations that we want to perform, and then the speed afterwards. So we'll set this to 0 for now. So inside here, the animation that we want to actually carry out is scroll top, and the value is going to be 0. We want to scroll to the very top of HTML and body. So we're scrolling to 0, position 0 here. If we were to change this to say 20, it would scroll, sort of like 20 in measurement from the very top. And obviously 0 is the speed. So now that we've done this, we're actually ready to go. We can go ahead and test our link out. Let's go to the bottom and click go to top, and you'll see it takes us all the way to the top of the document, including this white space area as well, which means we've eliminated the need to even put an A tag in the first place, but considering that we had it at the very top of our body, it still didn't show the whole document, so we've animated to the very top. You'll also note that if we do change this value, I'll go ahead and change that to say 100. Let's go and refresh the page and come down to the bottom and click go to top. Oh, and you see that hasn't actually worked. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in that sense. But anyway, scroll top 0, and we want to go ahead and, in fact, this might work as plus 20. Let me just go ahead and try this. No, it hasn't. Okay, so you could probably go ahead and look that up. I'm probably having a funny moment where I'm unsure what I'm doing. But we've got this last integer here, which we can either set to a millisecond speed or a textual representation of a speed. So obviously speeds in jQuery, we have slow, normal, and fast. So we can either specify them, or we can go ahead and specify an amount of milliseconds that we want this time, this scroll to happen. So from the very bottom, when we click it, to the top, we might want, say, 3 seconds, which would be 3,000 milliseconds. So I'm going to go ahead and first of all choose slow, and then we'll look at the difference. So this will automatically, create an animation because we've supplied it with a speed. So instead of supplying it with 0, we're now applying it with a particular speed. So let's go ahead and click go to top, and you can see that that's scrolled with a nice slow speed up the top of the page. We could also then go ahead, if that might get annoying to your users, for example, if you had sort of a lot of content and you wanted them to go more or less straight to the top but still maintain some kind of animation, you could go ahead and change it to fast, and that speeds up to the top, but also shows the nice scrolling animation as well. And as I mentioned, we could use a speed such as 10 seconds. So for example, if you did need this kind of effect, I think it's quite effective if you were to have say an application that or a web page that you wanted to just manually scroll the user down the page to display all the content. If it was a more sort of visual site as opposed to something being able to be used, you could use this, but you could use scroll to the bottom instead. So you could start, say, at the top of the page and scroll down to the bottom. Anyway, let's go ahead and click go to top, and you can see that this slowly starts to scroll up the page. And you can probably tell now how nice it would be if you were to enter a user into a website and have them scroll all the way down to the bottom to view all the content, and perhaps you could have some kind of mouse move event to stop this at particular points. So essentially I've gone on about adding to this and creating animation with it, so I guess you could call it some kind of animating tutorial, but for now we've selected the HTML body, we've animated by scrolling to the top, and here we've supplied 10 seconds, and we've done this all with just creating our link and letting jQuery handle this, so much better than supplying the A tags ourselves. So that's how we are going to scroll to the top using a go to top link in jQuery.